Hi there. It's a Pride Daily special today with some more LGBTQ plus trailblazers. Later, California's AIDS diva. First though, Cameroon, like most of Africa, is a nightmare if you're queer there. So when the president's daughter announced she's a lesbian last year, it was big news. Brenda Beer says she hoped it would inspire people and help get the country's ban on homosexuality removed, or at least watered down. The 27-year-old lives in Switzerland now, but still returns home. Being gay in Cameroon risks up to 5 years in prison. Activist Hamlet Enkwane told DW News he applauds her bravery.
Just being herself as Brenda, as an individual, coming up to say, I am like this, and I like this person, and I want to show the whole world that I really love this person, is something that we also see like an act of courage.
Brenda came out in a photo showing a kissing Brazilian model Lyons Valença, who was a girlfriend at the time. Footballer Jamal Howlett-Mundell went viral in 2021 after coming out to his teammates.
I'm bisexual, so I want us to really be together this season. You know, I've been in change rooms before where I haven't necessarily felt comfortable. I've looked around at everyone over the course of the last week or so, and I feel safe and I feel secure. And if you do have any questions about LGBTQ plus awareness and you want to know more, whether that's about me or the community in general, then please come and ask me.
The 28-year-old was playing for English non-league side Sheppey FC. He also works to reduce the stigma around being queer in football and goes into schools to talk about challenging homophobia. And we'll wrap up with self-appointed AIDS diva Connie Norman. She was a transgender woman and former sex worker from California who became an outspoken leader in AIDS activism. Her advocacy helped create the state's first hospice for people with the virus in 1988, and it's where she died at the age of 47, 8 years later. The Connie Norman Transgender Empowerment Centre in West Hollywood opened in 2021 to continue her work. Hi there. Later, a homophobic football player gets his comeuppance. First though, the last of Poland's LGBT-free zones is no more. They were brought in by the previous right-wing government back in 2019. About 100 local councils banned LGBT ideology, which, like J.K. Rowling's Humanity, doesn't actually exist. The remaining zone in Whitesuit in the southeast has been scrapped. Kamil Matuga is a queer activist.
There is no LGBT ideology. There are human rights. We are not ideology. We are just people. Thanks to Euronews, the zones cost Poland billions of euros in European Union funding. The UK's only ever out transgender judge plans to get legal after the Supreme Court ruling a woman's defined by biological sex. Dr. Victoria MacLeod says human rights arguments that would have been made by trans people just weren't considered. Reckons she's been left with the legal nonsense of being two sexes at once, so she's taking it to the European Court of Human Rights. And a homophobic football player who makes a habit of being a dirty, rotten bigot has got a record 13-match suspension and a £2,000 fine for his efforts. Sam Finley from English League Two side Tranmere Rovers called an opponent the F-word that rhymes with maggot during a match in January. It's the third time the 32-year-old's been banned by the Football Association for homophobic or racist insults, those sanctions clearly very effective. No time to tell you that. Hundreds of people have turned out for Italy's first ever Dyke March in Rome, celebrating lesbian visibility and solidarity. And London's Queer East Festival kicks off today, showcasing LGBTQ plus film, theatre and art from East and Southeast Asia. Hi there. Bit longer than usual today. Later, the charity comparing gay people to demons. First though, it's the 26th anniversary of a nail bomb attack at a gay bar in London that killed 3 people. 79 were hurt at the Admiral Duncan in Soho on a busy Friday night back in 1999. A device containing 1,500 nails was hidden inside a rucksack. The pub's manager, Mark Taylor, was left with burns to half his body. He told the BBC he was just 3 feet away from the explosion.
I just thought, that's it, I've gone, I'm dead. Everything was just black. Then I could see just smoke and a horrible sulphur smell and people screaming, people saying, get out. And somebody picked me up and just said, "Can you walk?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." I got that outside the pub and the police were there.
Self-confessed homophobe David Copeland got 6 life sentences in June 2000. 4 victims needed amputations, 26 were badly burned. A quick heads up, this next story has some shocking details. A man's admitted killing a transgender woman in Thailand and mutilating her body. Tong Young-fu, who's 42, strangled Warnan Panacha in Pattaya after she refused to have sex with him. He then cut open the 25-year-old's body, removing her breast implants and her heart. Police arrested him at an airport as he tried to leave Thailand. Transgender women are being banned from playing in women's competitive football in Scotland. Follows the recent UK Supreme Court ruling, the one we're all sick of hearing about, that a woman's defined by biological sex. As far as we know, there aren't any trans women in Scottish competitive football right now. None at all. But you can't be too careful, can you? And a Christian charity's comparing gay people to demons. And I've woken up with a few of those, let me tell you. The snappily titled CNS Acobiola Restoration Ministry UK has been reported to regulators over a Facebook post about same-sex marriage. It also referenced Adam and Eve and hellfire. The charity commissions provided advice and guidance to these demented deadbeats, but the post remains online. No time to tell you that. There's a fall in the number of hate crimes in Ireland based on sexual orientation. And a council in Tasmania and Australia's voted to create an LGBTQ+ advisory group and develop a queer action group. Hi there. Later, the daughter of a legendary actor comes out as trans. First though, a prestigious honour for Barbara Bush, the French DJ and lesbian activist from the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. She's been made a Knight of the Order of Arts and Letters, which you get for significant contributions to the arts and literature. Says it's a nod to her resilience, proclaiming herself still fat, still Jewish, still lesbian, and more proud than ever. Barbara tells Attitude watching the crowds when she's DJing is joyful.
To know that I can make people happy with just a vibe, music, songs, or just create memories with music, it's like the best job ever.
A whole load of homophobic, sexist and anti-Semitic abuse came Barbara's way after taking part in what was seen as a drag reenactment of the Last Supper at the Olympics. Now though, she says, here I am today, a knight, what an honour. Next, turns out not all authors are transphobic, dead inside blights on humanity. 2 award winners, South Africa's Lauren Bukes and Jeanette Ing from the UK, are fighting the global attack on trans rights through an online auction. The money's going to advocate organisations The Good Law Project and the Triangle Project. Up for auction, the likes of signed first editions, including a Terry Pratchett, and the desk Lauren writes at, more than £14,000 raised so far. And Robert De Niro's daughter has come out as transgender. Erin started hormone replacement therapy last November after being inspired by the honesty and visibility of other trans women online. The 29-year-old says she feels like she's meant to be doing this. No time to tell you that. The Geelong Pride Film Festival's kicking off in Australia, as is America's Newark LGBTQ Film Festival. Queer dating show I Kissed a Boy's getting its first trans contestant. And Ireland's biggest queer athletics club, Dublin Front Runners, have thrown a gala ball to celebrate the 20th anniversary. Hi there. Later, a hetero awesome fest. Yup. First though, following Scotland's lead from the other day, a ban on transgender women in England playing in women's competitive football. As of June 1st, only those born biologically female can take part under new rules from the Football Association. Comes off the back of that UK Supreme Court ruling, a woman's defined by biological sex. Natalie Washington tells ITV News the ban means she'll probably give up playing.
It's impossible to be a trans woman, playing in men's sport without immediately outing oneself and kind of announcing to the world that you're trans, and unfortunately, increasingly at the moment, that makes people a target.
There's only 20 transgender women footballers registered by the FA. Next, a demonstration in West Hollywood over the deportation from America of a gay Venezuelan man. Andre Hernandez Romero, who was seeking asylum legally, had claimed he was trying to escape persecution over his sexual orientation. The makeup artist was sent to a maximum security prison in El Salvador in March, which is infamous for its brutal conditions. Chelsea Lee Byers is the mayor of West Hollywood and spoke at the demo.
The vile treatment he is enduring in the prison in El Salvador, funded by U.S. taxpayers, the egregious denial of his rights, the grave violation to due process that we are all guaranteed in this country. This should anger and upset us all.
The US government claims Andre's tattoos link him to a Venezuelan gang. He's got a crown on each wrist with the words Mom and Dad. Jill Sobule, the singer-songwriter behind the first openly gay track in America's music charts, has died in a house fire. The 66-year-old, who was bisexual, brought out I Kissed a Girl in 1995, which reached number 20 despite being banned by several southern US radio stations. Authorities in Minnesota are investigating the cause of the fire, a song seen as a milestone for queer representation. And if you want to make people think you're in the closet, try this. A bedwetting bigot in Idaho, America is organising a 2-day hetero awesome fest to coincide with Pride Month. 47-year-old Mark Fitzpatrick says the event will feature, amongst other top-flight entertainment, speakers defending traditional family values. Does sound awesome. The bar owner has 6 children, thus proving what a totally hetero man he is. No time to tell you that. There's all these LGBTQ+ events this weekend. You've got Ireland's Foyne Tour Festival in County Clare, allowing queer people to connect with nature. Brighton Gay Men's Chorus in the UK celebrates its 20th anniversary with a special concert. In Australia, the first ever Deaf Queer Festival in Victoria. Plus, it's the 25th birthday of Queensland's Big Gay Day music event. I'm Kev McGrath. See you next week.